welcome to our lodge. What's your first impressions of Africa?
It's amazing. I've been reading about Africa, watching it on the Outdoor Channel for years, and just being out here it's very relaxing.
Matt, like myself, you were a soldier quite a while, 7 years.
I was a senior in high school when the 9/11 terror attacks happened.
Yes.
And I wanted to join the service. My mother convinced me to try college for a few semesters, and I was dissatisfied there, and also my grades could have been better, so I ended up enlisting. And I initially started off as a medic in an infantry platoon, and that's what I went to Iraq as, and got a lot of experience there. And then when I got back, I was a senior medic, and I was selected for the scout platoon. Yes. in the infantry battalion. And the platoon commander was very gung-ho, so he sent me to the 11 Bravo infantry course, and that's when I went to the shooting schools. Yes. And the air assault schools, so I started getting more advanced infantry training, and then we went to Afghanistan. Yeah, I went to Iraq. It was 20 years ago.
Wife and other kids?
I have a wife. She is a school teacher. Her name is Molly.
Yeah.
And I have 2 girls at home. One older than my son, Michaela, and one younger, Marie.
Who nominated you for the draw, if we could say that?
Yes, sir. My wife wrote up a nomination.
Okay. Long story short, we're here to enjoy the trip. I'm really happy to have you over. We're really happy to have your son over as well. I think it's something that will stay with you forever.
After a short drive searching for what the bush wants to offer, Philman's sharp eyes spotted a herd of sable antelope moving through the brush. Among them was our target, an old, solitary cow. The stalk began on foot, a slow and deliberate dance with the wind in our favor. We closed the distance, step by careful step, using the terrain as our ally until she offered a clean shot. With unwavering composure, Matt settled his crosshairs. The crack of the rifle echoed across the valley. The shot was textbook, and the magnificent animal traveled only a short distance before coming to rest, a testament to a perfectly placed round and a successful, respectful hunt.
Today we're hunting with Big Game Hunting Adventures, and my PH was Johan, and Kobus was present, and our tracker was Philemon, and it was our first afternoon out. We saw a lot of game already, and we saw a herd of sable, and we got out of the truck, and Philemon, our tracker, led us in, and we continued circling the herd, checking the wind, trying to get it right, and we saw several nice game species, and then we were targeting this very specific large mature female, and eventually we got in position, and they set the sticks up about 80 yards, and I was able to make a good shot with the 300 Win Mag today, right on the shoulder. I think it ran about 40 or 50 yards and fell over. It was a great stalk and a great hunt. Went in the salt on the first afternoon. I like it.
As the African sun dipped below the horizon, the day's pursuit gave way to the evening's tranquility. Gathering around the crackling warmth of a campfire is the timeless heart of any hunting camp. The incredible aromas from Latondo's kitchen filled the camp, promising a feast. That second morning, the cold bit deep, but the sight of impala got the blood pumping. We took the track, hearts full of hope. But the wind was not on our side, and the impala gave us the slip. Coming around the corner, we spotted a jackal on the road. Matt made a quick, ethical shot, putting an end to its run.
And we just turned for another block, and Kobus saw this fine jackal running up the road, and he told me to make a quick shot. So we grabbed the rifle, and as soon as the vehicle stopped, he was running, but we were still able to hit him. And now this guy won't be eating any more impala.
Leaving the jackal behind, we didn't have to travel far before spotting our next opportunity. A timeless African scene unfolded.
Kobus spotted a group of wildebeest, and the wind was good this time, and we got out, and we started walking very quietly, making a very nice stalk through the brush. Everything was lining up just great. We passed a couple of giraffe on the way in, and then he set up the sticks. We had a good broadside shot. We did have to wait on the golden wildebeest to move out of the way, and then we were able to put a shot right on the shoulder and get this fine wildebeest down. Everything went really well. Thank you, Kobus.
after the action of the morning, the afternoon was for glassing and covering ground. We returned to camp to trade stories around the fire and enjoy a fantastic meal. The third day tested our perseverance. We put on the miles, reading signs and tracking herds, but the shots just never lined up. Just as we started to think about heading back to camp, the entire day turned around. In that final brilliant hour of sunlight, Matt's luck shifted completely.
We've been tracking zebra for the last 2 days. We've gotten very close. We got busted a couple times. We saw some really nice herds. Today we walked about 5 miles, and then we were riding through a very game-rich area. We kept seeing impala and blesbok, and we saw this fine herd of zebras. It was about 10 or 12 of them, and make a good shot about 150 yards, right on the point of the shoulder. He ran about 80 yards and piled up. And I've been dreaming of getting a zebra ever since I was a young boy. My friend Ren Anderson had a zebra rug, and I always wanted one just like his.
It doesn't get any better. What a way to end the perfect day in Africa.
We've been stalking impala and blesbok for the last 2 days. This morning we walked 3 or 4 miles, and we'd get close to them and they would jump and run. It's been very difficult. They're very wary animals. They have great senses. Today, this afternoon, we were riding around looking for game, and we spotted some blesbok 400 yards across an alfalfa field, and the wind was good. We decided to make a play for them, so we circled around the far side, keeping the wind in our favor, and then we left the trail and got out into the bush to try to stay out of their sight. And then slowly we got it lined up, and I was able to make about a 200-yard shot. Got him on the shoulder, and he piled up after about 70 or 80 yards.
For the rest of the day, the bush offered a feast for the eyes. We saw game at every turn, but the perfect shot remained just out of reach. June 26. No time was wasted with the first animal down early.
We've seen some game, we've seen some wildebeest and some kudu, and I saw this big warthog run through an opening, and then he got behind a large piece of brush. I knew he was going to come out, and as he came out into that opening, he never stopped. He was still moving left to right, but I was able to get a good shot on him, and right in the neck, and he dropped on the run. So it turned out fantastic. All week we've been looking for these impala, and while this is the smallest game that we've been chasing, it has proven to be the most challenging. Every time we try to spot and stalk on them, the wind will shift, or they have great eyesight and they would manage to spook and get away. We tried many times. We managed to catch this small herd of impala crossing the road, and we singled out the big one, and we were able to make about a 100-yard shot right on the shoulder. And then we recovered him from a thorn thicket, and it's a beautiful animal.
With Matt's impala in the salt, it was time for a new challenge. The mission now is to get Marshall his first African trophy. With no luck today, but the hunt's not over, and we will try again tomorrow.
Yesterday we started sitting at a water hole at around 10 o'clock-ish maybe, and we saw some gemsbok, but nothing really that we wanted to shoot yet, so we rode around at around 5 o'clock and we didn't see anything, so slept the night, came back tomorrow bright and early. We came across a herd of blue wildebeest and spotted one big one in the middle of them, and we was able to get steady and make a good shot on him.
Yes, Marshall did a great job. We did a lot of practice for the safari, walking and marksmanship training, and special thank you to our friend Wayne Morgan. He let Marshall use this nice Browning rifle, And Marshall shot it with a 300 Win Mag, and Wayne actually spotted these wildebeest this morning, so we're very grateful to have Wayne with us, and it's turned out to be a wonderful hunt. So I did a lot of reading about what to expect here in Africa, and I talked with several friends that had been on safari, and I was reading online the forums. I asked John McAdams a bunch of questions. I was texting Johan, the PH, asking him questions, and you hear all the stories about how the African game is near invincible and you have to shoot them multiple times and it won't go down. So there was a lot of anticipation and, will we be able to get the game down and make a good shot? So I did a lot of practice to make sure that I was ready and prepared, and also had my son Marshall practicing a lot with the rifle. And I was expecting to see a lot of game, but the amount of game that we saw here was way over the top of what I expected. So much game every day. It was beyond expectations, the amount of game that was here. This was a very special opportunity for Marshall to get to come, as he is an avid outdoorsman himself. He loves fishing, he loves hunting. He's already taken quite a good many big game of white-tailed deer and wild boar, and he shot some doves, and he really loves the hunting.
I mean, it's just wild being able to come into a whole new continent under short notice, and that's probably one of the biggest highlights. And also, it's just different here. I shot blue wildebeest from about 80 to 100 yards with a 300 Win Mag. I didn't think I was going to get to shoot one. My dad was able to shoot one, but we were starting to run out of time since today was really the last day we could hunt. And we got a blue wildebeest bright and early in the morning before 7.
So our good friend Wayne Morgan was able to come on this hunt with us. He's very special to our family. My father died when I was 16, and I was going to the Baptist church, and Wayne Morgan was a leader in the youth group there, and he became a mentor of mine. And I've always admired him ever since, and that was 25 years ago. And Wayne likes hunting, and Marshall loves Wayne, and we said, Wayne, would you like to try to come on this safari? Because John McAdams said we have room for another spot. Johan greeted us at the airport, which was very comforting. He helped guide us through, picking up our bags, and then he met us to get our rifles from the customs agents. Everything went very smoothly. The paperwork was all in order. I was very surprised at how fast and painless that process was. Johan put us in a beautiful hotel for the night. It was very luxurious. We slept well. We had a nice breakfast. We took off about a 3 or 4 hour ride. And the last 25 miles was all of dirt roads. And that tells you how remote we are back here in the bush. 25 miles of dirt roads, and the property here literally borders Botswana. So it's incredibly remote. The country is beautiful. But as you pull into camp, the grass looks like it belongs to a golf course. It's beautiful here. There are multiple cottages for us to stay in. They have authentic thatched roofs. So they look, like they're from the safari camps that you've dreamed of. But on the inside, you have electricity and heating and air and hot water. So you have all the luxuries that you like to have when you're at home. There's a great fire pit that we would sit at each evening and relax and tell stories of the day's hunt. And the food has been prepared. We ate a lot of wild game each night that was grilled on the fire. We had dessert every night. Everything has been first class while here in the bush. My advice to anybody who's thinking about doing a safari is go ahead and start planning and start saving and get something in the books and try to make it happen. And do your preparation, as it will pay off. Marshall and I put on boots and we walked every week, 3 to 5 to 7 miles twice a week. And every week he and I got on the rifle and practiced shooting off sticks. In the U.S., we don't shoot off sticks from the standing position very often, so that's certainly something that requires practice to become proficient. But the more time you have in practice, it will make everything here go a lot smoother and less stressful.
This incredible experience for Matt and Marshall wasn't just about the hunt. It was about a legacy shared. A special thank you to everyone who worked so hard to make this journey possible for a father and his son. Until next time.